Welcome to the Southwood County 2000 football field. We're all set for another prep campaign, this 2017 campaign. I'm Milton Van Natta. This is Craig Timm, and we're here to bring you Assumption Royal football. Craig, we've been watching these young players now. This will be the third or the fourth year for some of them. It's largely a veteran squad, now juniors and seniors, and obviously expectations should be pretty high.
Yeah, and I think so. I think they're looking at, obviously they're in a very difficult conference, but they're going to be right in there, I think, at the end. And they want to make the playoffs. They want to compete for that conference championship. And I think they're going to be very good this year. I noticed looking at some of the stats, they have some big players, or nice offensive line, big quarterback, and they're hoping to get off to a good start tonight against the non-conference team out of Necedah.
Now, Jacob Sullivan, we've been watching him. He's a senior now over the course of these last handful of years. When you have a senior quarterback with lots of experience, that's tied right into those expectations.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you're looking for as a coach. You get to the point where you're thinking, this is our year. It has to be our year, and you don't worry about who's in the wings coming up. You know, they may have a great quarterback sitting out there somewhere, but a senior at the high school level at those positions like that is just, well, any position, but that's big time. That's good stuff for them.
We look at both of these teams warm up, Craig, and one of the things that becomes evident is that injuries could be a big factor over the course of the year. These aren't large rosters. We're talking about 30 kids per side here, and that's a big deal. If you start getting people hurt, then that can change what happens over the course of the year.
Yeah, and it's been very unfortunate. I'm sure our viewers saw that Port Edwards has a different schedule because they're not going to have technically varsity football. North Fond du Lac is not, and then there's another team that's under the same. So there I know of at least three, and I know they're out there trying to find games. And I talked to some of the folks I know in some of the schools, and I mean enrollment is down. They're projecting enrollment to stay down for the next how many years, especially some of those teams up in the north. But it's going to be interesting, and a lot of sports. You know, you have fall soccer, and that takes a lot. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. It is what it is. And but we're here, and we have an interesting schedule this year. And so we're just glad to be back and broadcasting Assumption football again.
One of 5 Assumption games that will be held here in Wisconsin Rapids, and we hope to bring each of those 5 to you. Our producer's Art Napgezek. I'm Milton Van Natta. This is Craig Timm. Let's go to kickoff and get the Prep 2017 schedule underway. And we welcome you to the 2017 Prep football season, as has become the custom. That begins in the middle of August, Craig. Still, over the years, getting used to the fact that we'll get to Labor Day weekend, and all these local teams will have 3 games under their belt. This is the first. The weather tonight is cool and will be cooler as the night progresses. It's overcast. Some occasional mist has been falling in the pregame time. And so we're all set now as the starting lineups are being introduced on the field. Necedah comes in wearing white with red pants and the red cardinal on that helmet. And they have 26 young men on their roster. Assumption, who will be introduced momentarily, Craig, will have 21 young men on the roster, and so all these young men will be playing pretty much both sides of the football, I would gather, over the course of this evening.
And we can officially start because Father William Menzel has arrived.
Has he?
So we can,
I was looking for. There he is.
I think he's clapping for you, Milt.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think he's clapping for the announcement of the starting lineup.
Oh, that could be too. No, it is great to be back. It is kind of odd to start so early, but I'll tell you what, when you get down to those games in November for the playoffs, it's very nice to have that extra time. But again, we were talking about in the pregame, it's just we have the best vantage point here, of course, but the field looks absolutely gorgeous. Gets used a lot. We were talking about the kind of odd schedules, but obviously it's shared by Lincoln and Assumption. Assumption gets the nod, for the most home games of the 2 this year?
5 of their 9 games will be here
And it's, but this should be a great test, a nice way to get started. And you always want to start on the right foot and maybe get yourself a victory right away. And so we are ready, and it appears they are also.
And what we've learned in recent years, and I don't think that the personnel has changed dramatically, Craig, that this will be a running power football team. They have some big kids up front, and they're going to want to try to physically outmuscle Necedah and really whoever they play up front.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Milton. It's really been their forte the last couple of years. Like you mentioned in the pregame, they really, through hard work and a lot of very quality athletes, they've turned Assumption into a very nice football team that's going to challenge pretty much everybody. Again, they sit in a very difficult conference once they get down the road for that. But you know what? It's just the way it is. A lot of it is geography. There's you play what's close to you, etc. Never thought I'd see though, you take the old Valley Conference, and now, and I don't know if you saw this, there's actually 3 divisions now in the Football Association.
Oh my!
It looks like the old Valley. It's Rapids, Lincoln, of course, Spash, Everest, Wausau West, and Marshfield are all in the same conference.
That's like the old days.
But they do play the teams like. Well, they go to Kimberly, which is always fun. But then you have
Oshkosh.
All the teams coming out of the east there too.
So we hope to bring you the 9 football games that will be played on this field this year, the 5 Assumption games and the 4 Lincoln games that are held in the regular season. You're seeing the coin flip here as we look to get this one underway.
What would you, if you were the coin flip person, what would you call?
I'm a tails guy.
I am too. Yeah. I'm a tails guy.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't.
It's pretty much a 50-50 deal.
I've always been a tails guy. I don't know. Does that say anything about it? We probably should.
Probably does. I just don't know what.
Watch these at all?
Never.
Oh,
no.
That's to our advantage, of course. How about Gail? She doesn't. Oh, good.
No.
It's going to be a good season, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because they make fun of us once in a while. Kay is Milt's charming wife, and Gail is his charming mother.
I was going to say equally charming mother. So we're all set now with the Royals will receive the kickoff here tonight to get this one underway. And they'll be wearing the familiar blue, those blue stripes across the shoulder pads, the blue helmets.
And folks at home, number 89, you'll see, right, getting his headgear on. That's Joe Grundhofer, and he is going to be a key, obviously, throughout the year. He's now a senior. 6'6", 260. He plays in the defensive line, and he's going to be the premier tight end for the league. So, thank you, Milton. He is, he's one to watch, and he really sticks out, doesn't he? When you look at
yes, he does.
When you look, and of course, Milton, you mentioned Jacob Sullivan. He's a senior. But if you look at the Assumption lineup, they obviously have some very strong seniors and juniors, but there's some 10s and 9s. So there's going to be they're going to have a nice group coming back already for next year. You look over at Necedah, a lot of underclassmen. They have a group of seniors there, but pretty heavy sophomore. Kind of odd note, just by quick looking. Unless I missed one, it looks like Necedah has 1 junior on the whole team.
That's what I see too.
Yeah, which is kind of an odd.
Kickoff is short into the near side. It'll be picked up by Cole Stotts, and he's got some room in the middle of the field. 40 and up to midfield, and then hit hard as he takes a step into Necedah territory. So great field position on this first possession by the Royals. And we again, this entire offense runs through Jacob Sullivan, now a senior at quarterback. Tremendous size, 6'1" and a 200-pounder. What happened to the 165-pound quarterbacks anyway? Walking off the field on the far side is number 33, Eli Zavala.
The reason I was kind of chuckling, I don't know if Necedah saw that it looks like he had kind of an ankle injury, but he was in the Assumption huddle till they broke. And I was kind of thinking, why is there a white shirt with red in the Assumption huddle.
3 backs. Gedelis is split to the top of your screen. Inside man's got the football, and he's all the way down to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And again, you talk about power football. There it is.
Let's see here. We've got 12, who is Craig Elson in the backfield. Looks like Cole Stotts is in the backfield. My guess is that the other is going to be Teddy Ashbeck. They mark it back at the 42. The knee must have gone down at the 42, and that's a pickup of 7. 2nd down and 3 yards to go. Now keeper here by Sullivan. 1st down and more as he goes down to the 31-yard line. An 11-yard pickup on that option keeper, and it's a 1st down for the Royals. And exactly what they would hope would be the script for the rest of tonight and really most of their games, that power option football.
It's exactly the way they wanted it. You are exactly correct. Receive the kickoff, get a nice return, and just keep running toward the goal line.
This is Ashbeck straight ahead. He got pushed back once he got to the 27-yard line. That's a 4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6 coming next.
That's a nice. This is a nice matchup. And Necedah not that far away. You know, kind of a south central part of the state. And I'm sure, being a race fan, you probably know the famous Sauter family. They're from Necedah.
Yep.
The whole John and the whole bunch of them. I think one's still driving the truck race. And
2nd and 6. Here comes the wing back around. This is Elson, and he's got the 17 and a 1st down for the Royals. The Royals took over at their own, at the Necedah 49, and they have had 4 running plays that have taken them down to the Necedah 16-yard line. Pitches to the motion back. Stotts trying to get to the corner. He's got it at the 10
nice
and the 5, and a 1st and goal at about the 2-yard line. So now all of those men in the backfield, the quarterback Sullivan and his trio of backs, Ashbeck, Elson, and Stotts, have gotten a carry, and they've taken the ball down to the 2-yard line of Necedah. And from there, it'll be 1st and goal. And a little confusion in the backfield. Sullivan and Ashbeck bumped, but Sullivan keeps it, and he takes it in.
And they're going for 1. So we're only at the 9:29 mark, Milton. 6 going on 7 points here.
And Gedelis' line drive is through to make it 7-0. So the Royals jump out front, take advantage of a short field, and ram it in, and it's 7-0 Assumption. Will have their kickoff after a timeout on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Wide receiver John Gedelis handles the kicking duties this year for the Royals, and he's going to be kicking it away to Jaron Murphy. At least he's the deep safety. There are 3 about 15 yards in front of him. We'll see, get a look at Gedelis' legs. It is to that group of 3 at the 25, and bringing the ball back to the 30-yard line comes Marcus Sturbins. And it's there that Necedah will take over 1st and 10. And, well, we'll see what they've got offensively to offer here. What style and personality, what weapons they have.
I wonder how often he gets to carry the ball, the big fella.
I rather think he enjoyed that moment.
I was thinking that too.
From the 31 is where Necedah takes over. Quarterback is Miles Saylor. And a whistle stops play. Offside is the call. And it's against the Royals, so it'll be 1st and 5.
First penalty of the year, Milton.
And already the coaching staff is disappointed. They just hate that kind of stuff. They hate those kind of mistakes.
I can hear my old college coach now.
Oh, man. Coaches.
How can you be offsides? Don't you see the ball there? Expletive.
Look at him spread out receivers here, Craig. 4 of them, and he's going to throw near side. Caught at the 41. First down to the 45-yard line, and that's Noah Waltemath who made the catch. That formation says they're comfortable passing the football. Now, whether or not they can execute their plan, entirely different matter. But that formation said, we're here to pass the football, and we'll see what they do. Interesting in that Saylor has been from the shotgun on both plays, and virtually standing next to him is the one running back, Murphy, and then they look at him, split all these wideouts out. 5 men on the line, no tight end, 4 receivers, 1 running back, and Saylor, the quarterback, wants to throw. He's throwing far side. It's caught. It's a short gain before Teddy Ashbeck rustles down Tyler Reichel at the 49-yard line, but it's a nice little pickup of 5.
And did you see some of the schools, to kind of address the shortage of numbers, are going to 8-man football?
Interesting.
And there's also, I believe, a 6-man. When I was in Colorado, some of those real tiny schools out on the prairie, they had their actual state championship, 8-man and 6-man. Everybody's an eligible receiver.
Now, here's the quarterback, Saylor, running it. The snap went to the running back, Murphy. He tossed it to Saylor, who's got a first down at the Assumption 45. So, Craig, answer this for me. So then, in an offensive set, what do you have? Do you have 3 linemen?
They do.
And 5 skill guys? If it's an 8-man?
Actually, what they do in 8-man, they do 5 linemen, and then you have they can do that. They do 5 linemen or 3, and then they have the rest of them are in the backfield, and everybody, the way I understand it, is an eligible receiver. Doesn't matter what.
Even the linemen.
That's the way I remember it. Now,
Saylor's throwing. He's got a man at the 40. Hit and taken down immediately by Gadelis. So it's short of the first down, but that's a first down pickup of 5 again. The ball is at the Assumption 40, and Necedah has a second down and 5.
In fact, when I was in college and playing football, we had an excellent quarterback that ended up being all-conference. I think he was honorable mention All-American, and he lived in a tiny town kind of on the Kansas-Colorado border, and he played 8-man football. And he was a great quarterback.
Second and 5.
Interesting, yeah.
Saylor's got a man down the sideline, broken up by Gadelis at the 20. Just think of the possibilities of your career, Craig, had you played 8-man football and been eligible every play.
If only I could catch.
They might have used you on tackle arounds.
Tackle eligible?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to worry about tackle eligible.
No, you're always eligible. The possibilities
are endless.
Or at least fascinating.
Fascinating.
3rd and 5 here for the Cardinals.
That is an interesting setup.
With pressure.
Effective.
Nice catch at the 30-yard line. That was a nice pitch and catch there, Craig. Tyler Reichel made the catch, but there was pressure in the pocket, and Saylor hung in there, threw it into coverage, but right into the hands of Reichel, and that was a really nicely executed play for a first down on 3rd and 5, and at the Assumption 30, It's a 1st and 10. .6:45 left here in this first quarter. Rolling right, pressure from the backside, throw caught at the 20. Defender fell down to the 10, and down at the 10-yard line is number 10. That's Noah Waltemath again, his second catch on this drive. And a 1st and goal.
That is really an effective offense, really.
It has been on this opening possession, and we have a contrast in styles tonight, don't we? A spread passing game for this Necedah team against the power option of the Assumption Royals. 1st and goal here. How will they do in this compressed space in the 1st and goal situation? Saylor throws, caught at the 5 and down to the 3. Tyler Reichel makes the catch. He's been highlighted on this drive. The tackle made by Teddy Ashbeck. So 2nd and goal, you see that long white stripe in the middle of the field, which is where they snap the extra points from and run the 2-point conversions from. The ball's inside of that, so it's just outside of 2 yards here on the 2nd and goal. Now 5 receivers in the formation. Got the Royals all spread out. Could he run here with the field open like this? He wants
absolutely.
to. And he waltzes in for the touchdown. They spread him out, and then Saylor just sailed right on through the middle for the equalizing score, or at least 7-6 prior to the point after. Score comes at 5:32 of the first, and both quarterbacks have scored on 2-yard runs. Jared Faust will not even get it there. That was no good on the conversion effort, so it remains 7-6. The Royals still have a lead, and those single points like that can always be troublesome as the night goes on. Reminds me, and this might not be the case for this football game at all, but the legendary coach of the University of Arkansas, Frank Broyles, died recently. And Frank always taught his players, you win the game in the 4th quarter. You got to be conditioned and tough to play that 4th quarter well. We'll see if that will be the case here tonight or not. The Royals will get the football back here with a 1-point lead in the middle of the first quarter. Faust will kick it away. Remember, a great return by the Royals on the opening kickoff. This line drive taken by the short man, Stotts. Once again, and look at that wide open middle of the field for a second kickoff return, and all the way down to the 41 of Necedah. Again, it's Cole Stotts. I don't know where their lanes are, Craig, but that middle is wide open. Wow. Stotts with he is going to come out of this weekend leading the conference in kickoff returns. Mark it at the 42 of Necedah.
Well, we'll see if we keep doing what they're doing.
Look at that full house backfield. Ashbeck is the fullback behind Sullivan. Stotts and Elson are the wings. It's a keeper by Sullivan. He thought about pitching. Now he keeps it, and all the way to the 25-yard line. 17 yards on the keeper by Jacob Sullivan.
Just power football. That's all it is. Just watching the fans shuffle in. Yeah, not a bad crowd tonight, opening night. It's raining a little bit as we started, but
here comes a slashing run. First down. We're very close to it. Hard running there by Craig Elson.
He's going to love watching the film because he ran a guy completely over.
Yeah, he was high stepping that time, wasn't he?
9 on that play. 2nd and 1.
And a whistle there. We'll get an illegal motion penalty. 2nd and 1 will become 2nd and 6. They've done such a good job up front. I want to mention those young men. Josh Dockel is up front along with Ben Ververka. You've got Lucas Youngworth, Max Kohlhorst, and Matt Hazel. And then, of course, big Joe Grundhofer is the tight end. Those are the 6 guys that are mowing them down up front here in the first period for the Royals.
A good time for Grundhofer here, I think.
2nd and 6. Ooh, that was... Did they tuck it into Ashbeck? Yeah, he got down to the 16. And so really on that 2nd down play, they got the penalty back. And so it's going to be 3rd and just about 1 yard to go here for the Royals. We're down to 3.5 minutes to go in the first. 7-6 Assumption. The difference in the game right now is a missed extra point by the Necedah Cardinals. And this should be enough, even though it's a short carry inside. Enough for the first down. As Sullivan takes it for the first down, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the, we're going to call it the 13-yard line.
Just get behind those big linemen and fall forward, basically.
That's what they say at Colorado State Pueblo.
Absolutely.
Put the game in the hands of the offensive line.
By the way, August 31st, Milt.
You will be there.
Big game. Colorado Mines at CSU Pueblo.
Elson had one man to step around to get into the far corner of the end zone.
The ball came out, but they're signaling he was down. So
at the 6-yard line, so he picked up 8 yards.
But that's a big 2 ranked teams. That'll be a big challenge to start the year. Last year, Pueblo was ranked 1st or 2nd in the, well, they were in the top 10 for the country, and they went up to Mines and they had a huge lightning storm. The game was delayed almost 2 hours, and then they couldn't do anything. They lost by 30-some points.
Sullivan keeping into the end zone for his 2nd score of the night. This one comes with 2:06 to go in the first quarter, and it's Sullivan's 2nd touchdown run of the night. 13-6 Royals, and Godellis will try to push their lead out to 8. And he does, an end-over-end kick that makes its way through. 14-6 Assumption. They're 2 for 2 on offensive possessions, and they lead Necedah on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. So we'll see if one of those 3 big young men at the 25 gets the chance to return a kick again. No, it's over their head, and this will be Murphy picking it up, or will he? Kind of iffy there. He gets it, and he's down at the 18-yard line. First and 10 for the Necedah Cardinals. They'll be backed up at their own 18. There's the quarterbacks come out as a wide receiver, and wide receiver Reichel's playing quarterback, and he's throwing it down here into trouble, and it's picked off. Picked off by Sullivan at the 20, at the 10, to the corner, down at the 5. Jacob Sullivan, that one didn't look good from the time it left his hand, Craig.
Yeah, Grundhofer just drilled the quarterback, too. I'm not sure they saw the actual flag, but
I think it was a horse collar. That's what it looked like to me.
I was looking at down here, but because one of the assumptions.
Yeah, it's a horse collar against Necedah that will move the ball from the 5.
All the way down half the distance?
Yep. Right at the 2.5. That ball was thrown into double coverage and was not thrown well, and the Royals get a quick turnover and have a chance to increase their 8-point lead here very, very quickly.
Yeah, Grundhofer, Joe just drilled the quarterback. Now, I was wondering out there because there were so many.
Oh, as he threw the football?
Well, yeah, he hit him hard, and then I was watching the Assumption defenders. It was.
Elson's in for the touchdown.
They were so close in there. They were.
Cole Stotts, excuse me.
They were bumping each other, so I'm just glad they didn't call anything on that.
It's 19-6 Assumption with 1:44 to go here in the first quarter. Cole Stotts, the junior, 5'10", 170-pounder. He's had a couple of big runs tonight. Finds the end zone, and Godellis finds the uprights. 20-6 Royals. We've got 1:44 to go in the first quarter. 21-6 Royals, up by 15 late first quarter. And a whistle. Looks like the Royals are offside.
Onside penalty against the Royals.
Did he say against the kicker? Did I hear that right?
I'm not sure how that could be.
I know, but that's what I thought I heard from the sideline.
Wow.
It's just got to be. I heard wrong. Because like you said, how could it be possible? Unless the plant foot gets ahead of the ball before it strikes the ball. Short kick here will bounce at the 19. Picked up by Murphy. This time he's got the 32-yard line. Before he's taken down there, the tackle was made by Teddy Ashbeck.
Jared Murphy on the return. First attack of the Cardinals on 32.
Do you ever want to be the guy that gets to go out and get the kicking tee?
I could do that.
As a kid, did you ever dream of that or anything?
Nope.
Huh.
Nope.
Bad boy with the Brewers?
Never wanted to be anywhere but up here, Craig.
Oh.
I was always a press box guy. It's my favorite place in the stadium.
It's a good place to be.
It looked like the left tackle was offside. I don't see a flag. Meanwhile, Murphy's on the run on the far side and is near midfield. Didn't you think that the 78, the left tackle, was offside or in motion? I thought he was early.
Did, but I always hate to say that.
Yeah, I know it's the whole tackle thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't throw another
kind of
tackle
is,
under the bus.
It kind of is. But
Well, I've never played offensive tackle, so I don't have
I was number
to.
78 in high school. So.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was, actually.
Wow. What were you in college?
Number 60.
60. Wow. So do they still carry those number 60 Timm jerseys in the stadium out there in Pueblo? Murphy's got trouble here. Big trouble. And out he goes at the 45-yard line with a loss of 4.
I've been waiting for, my commission on sales.
Still waiting on that check, aren't you?
Yeah, it'll be coming. It's only been,
what, 36 years?
Yeah. I graduated in '82, so.
Oh, 35.
Oh,
that
yeah,
must be it.
Next year's my year, by golly. Oh, no, but it would be a collector's item because we were the Indians.
Ah.
We were the University of Southern Colorado Indians.
From the 16, it's a second and very long. Big pressure coming, trouble here, and is he going to get around that corner? How did he do that? Midfield, and at the 49 of Assumption, it looked like Stotts, excuse me, Cole Stotts, 14.
Poor Ben Ververka, I think he ran about a mile and he just missed him.
Yeah, Ben playing on that defensive line.
Now they're the Thunderwolves.
The Thunderwolves of CSU Pueblo.
Hang on, they said. Oh, end of the quarter.
And we are at the end of one.
End of the quarter.
Assumption 21 and Necedah 6. Well, the second quarter for you after a short timeout on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Pass is incomplete at the 32-yard line, but there's a penalty flag that 2 of them actually in the backfield.
I'm saying holding maybe?
There, you got an offensive lineman holding his head. That's never good.
Oh man, yeah.
He just had both hands on the helmet.
Tell you what, there's nothing worse than film day, too.
Oh, it's penalties at offset.
Penalties are offsetting.
So it will remain third down and 9.
Used to hate that. Run that one back. Run that one back. And you feel like saying, we've seen it 400 times. It's tough being in the trenches.
Yes, it is.
Or as Deacon Jones called it, the pit.
The pit, the mosh pit.
Did you ever read his book, Life in the Pit?
No, I did not.
Which has all kinds of Johnny Carson funny jokes in it, just by the title. But that's it.
Spread out the field with receivers. One back in. Back to pass goes Murphy, the running back. Heaves it up. Only an Assumption Royal out there to chase it down. Craig Elson gave it a dive. Pass is incomplete, and what will they do here?
And Jaron Murphy is not enjoying Joe Grundhofer. He took another shot right there.
Okay, so they put 4 seconds back on the clock, and we had an extra play, which will leave my thought to the start of the second quarter right here on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. So here's the 4th down play. It will be a kick. Craig Elson is back to field this punt that will be pushed off the foot of Jaron Murphy. So Craig, after this kick, there's something I want to ask you about the game.
Oh boy. That always makes me...
Oh, they're going to play. They're going to run a play. He's in big trouble. Incomplete. Nice job by the Royals there of getting in and disrupting that. It's number 76, Lucas Youngworth, who made that play, and it was a dandy. And once again, the Royals will have a short field. They have not. Well, this is the 49, so here they have 51 yards to go. It seems to me, and this play is another incidence of that, they've had something really nice going on the first series, and now they've gotten cute.
Yeah.
They've had two different receivers play quarterback, or I should say a running back in Murphy and a receiver in Reichel play quarterback. When Saylor did a great job on the first possession,
exactly.
Why do you get cute? That's another example.
And why do you
get cute there?
And why do you fake a punt at midfield, almost at half court? That's a different game, right? Uh-oh.
And timeout, Royals. So we'll take a timeout with 11:53 to go, second quarter. Royals 21 and Necedah's Cardinals 6. Royals will start with their worst field position of the night at their own 49. They lead at 21-6. They've had two successful offensive possessions and turned a turnover quickly into a touchdown for the third TD. Option play. Sullivan thought about pitching, now keeps it. Breaks one tackle, two tackles, and almost a third as he rumbles all the way down to the 34-yard line.
And Teddy Ashbeck down there, number 8, was trying to block for him, but he was kind of caught, and the quarterback ran into him. But what a great game. Literally right on top of the Rapids Lincoln logo. Assumption logo is on the other 35, excuse me.
They mark it at the 35, so it's a pickup of 16 yards. First and 10 here.
And I notice they now say the community field at Gerke up in Stevens Point.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that in the advertisement.
Deep pass to Dallas. Incomplete inside the 5 instead of Gerke Field.
Yeah, they say the community field at Gerke. Because the university plays there, Spash plays there.
Pacelli
must too, yeah. Didn't think of that. They'd have to. I don't know where else they'd play.
So it will bring up here a second and 10. A first pass attempt of the night for the Royals. Took a shot deep down the field. Ashbeck, 5, 7, 8. Right through the heart of the Necedah defense goes Teddy Ashbeck.
Like I said, just keep doing what you are doing.
Second down, 3, we're going to call it.
Although I still think Grundhofer over the middle would be a nice... I'm not sure they could guard him. He's a heck of a blocker, too.
Stotts to the outside at the 20, to the 14, and down he goes, but it's a first down for the Royals. Speed on the outside, power on the inside, and it's a winning combination for the Royals.
On the left side of the line for Assumption, including Grundhofer, they just closed down and just literally knocked the whole Necedah bunch, their right side, right down. Could have walked it.
This time it's Elson, and he's knifed down for a short gain. Nice job there by the linebacker, Lane Meltison. Second down, we're going to call it 8. Ashbeck through the middle, pulled down around the 5. It looks like from the line judge it'll be on this side of the 5, so that means third and short, about a yard. Ashbeck again, grinding, and he's inside of the 5 and inside of the 2, inching down within a yard of the goal line.
And first down.
Eddie Ashbeck trying to make it first and goal for the Royals.
So first and goal, and not far at that. The ball is very near the 1-yard line. Touchdown runs tonight for the Royals have been 2, 4, and 2 yards. They've gotten it right down there before blasting it in.
Under 9 minutes in the half.
And straight ahead, and it's a touchdown for the Royals. And for the 3rd time tonight, it's quarterback Jacob Sullivan who takes care of the final portion needed for the touchdown. This time we're going to give him a 1-yard run, so he's got 1, 2, and 4-yard touchdown runs to make it 27-6.
So he needs a 3, right?
That would be have a certain symmetrical beauty to it, yes. Goodell powers it through. It's 28-6 Royals, and we are in the second quarter from Southwood County 2000. We'll be back with the kickoff after this on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. New deep man for Necedah will be Tyler Reichel. 28-6 Assumption. And it will be Reichel on the move, the 20. Breaks a couple of tackles and is able to find his way to the 36-yard line. Final tackle made there by Tegan Steiner.
Oh. Sophomore, 5'8", 155.
Well, they have Saylor back at quarterback, and he couldn't step forward that time. There was pressure immediately. Cole Drexler was in there. Nick Olson was in there, and he just couldn't step forward into his target line to be able to complete that pass.
I wish they had heights or weights on Necedah, because they're Noah Waltemuth, the receiver, is a very tall receiver, number 10 out there. But again, they just list the number and the grade.
Running the football, they snapped it to Murphy. They handed it off to Saylor, and he gets 2 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
39.
Third and long. Screen pass in the middle. It's Saylor for a first down. It's Saylor to midfield and to the Assumption 45-yard line. Royals now will head out onto the road next week to take on Pecatonica and Argyle, a co-op program from the Six Rivers Conference. I don't know where that is, Craig, do you?
I just remember their names. Pecatonica, Argyle. I just thought that was kind of neat.
There's a draw play by Saylor, the quarterback. He's got tough sledding for about 2 yards. Then it's back home for Loyal before heading out on the road for Athens. Back-to-back home games against Abbotsford and Owen Withy.
And at home,
actually 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Abbotsford, Owen Withy, and Thorpe. So thrown into traffic and nearly intercepted at the 40-yard line. 6:50 to go here in the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and long for Necedah. It's Saylor throwing it long down the far side. Has a man, jump ball caught at the 20, and on his way in to score the touchdown, the aforementioned Noah Waltemath.
That was just a matter of who was taller, Milt, on that one. He just jumped over the defender.
So it's Story to Waltemath for 44 yards. And Craig, that's why I said, well, I get cute before, you know, why 28-12 is your score with 6:40 to go, second quarter. And they'll go for 2 here. That would make it a 28-14 game if successful. Story throws inside, caught, and a 2-point conversion to Tyler Reichel. So 28-14, a nice answer there. You got the screen pass on a long down and distance situation, and then you had that nice throw that Waltemath won the jump ball on, and Necedah is able to get a score back to make it 28-14, but that still doesn't answer the question if there's any way they can get Assumption's offense off the field, which they haven't been able to do tonight. We'll be back with the kickoff after a very short timeout. Necedah kicks it away here, down 28-14. Midway, just about midway. It's an onside kick. They kick it over the first line of returners. It goes out about the 45-yard line.
So you fake the punt. Now you kick
onside.
Yeah, onside. If it was planned, it looked like it was.
Oh, I think that was.
Yeah, I don't know what. So you give your opponent the ball back on the 45.
Yes. Some of the decisions, fair to say they've been befuddling?
Oh. Yes.
From the 45, Royals 1st and 10.
And even hard to understand.
Pitches to Cole Stotts. Oh, look at that
nice
big
block.
Hit blocked by Elson. Stotts goes all the way down to the Necedah 42-yard line. That's a highlight film block there, I tell you. That defender had a head of steam, but Elson hung in there, and he allowed his fellow running back, Stotts, to turn the corner and get the gain that they mark at the 43-yard line. 12-yard pickup.
And the other part that's kind of puzzling about that decision, you've not shown you can stop Assumption's offense all night. Wouldn't you want to keep them as far in their territory as you possibly could? They had an interesting little...
Here comes Stotts, and he's taken down for a rather significant loss here. Well, I guess just about a yard.
A little counter play, we used to call that. Again, field in beautiful shape tonight. As I know, school starts on the 5th of September, so That's a long way off yet.
Is that the 5th?
Yeah, it's the day
Wow.
after. They can't by law. Well, private can start whenever, but the public can't start before the 1st of September.
Ashbeck through the middle and down to the 33-yard line.
And that's a Friday this year.
Oh, excuse me, the 38, Craig. 38.
So that's a Friday this year. So there's
no sense.
Starting,
yeah,
starting after Labor Day.
So first time the Royals have really been in this kind of down and distance situation. 3rd and 6. Clock rolls down to 5 minutes to go in this second period. Optioning, Sullivan keeps, grinds first down. I think he got it at the 33. There, Elsie's right there.
Yep, he does have it, no.
1st and 10.
Always trust the man in the white hat out there, Mel. Always trust your card to the man who wears the star.
Texaco?
Texaco.
They still around? Texaco still around?
They were bought by somebody else. Yeah, so they're a combo of someone. I don't even know if their name is in it anymore.
Elson pouring through the middle, and there goes Craig Elson all the way down to the 19-yard line. Another first down for the Royals. Inside Ashbeck. Not much doing that time. Gets down to the 16-yard line. And even though it didn't look like a big play, oh, now they're going to give him 3 to 17. Watching the placement of the yard marker on the far side there.
2nd down. Getting down close to 3 minutes and not showing any signs of needing to hurry, but I'm sure they'd like to score before halftime here.
Grinding and moving to the outside of the 10 of the 5, and it's a touchdown for Cole Stotts.
Another great block by Craig Elson there at the goal line, and Cole Stotts did some fancy footwork.
Score comes at 3:05 of the second quarter. 17-yard touchdown run.
You're going to have a full page already here, Milton. You'll have to.
34-14.
That's your official stat book, isn't it, from football?
It's my official stat book. It is, however, in every other way, unofficial. Nope, Goodell's missed that one. First of the night. He's 4 out of 5. It remains 34-14. And we'll see what Necedah has to offer when we come back for the kickoff after this timeout on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Royals will kick it away, up by 20 now at 34-14. Line drive that'll be taken by Reichel at the 11. Up the far side.
Nice
Taken down short of the 30.
Aiden Nelson was there, along with, what do they say, a host of Royals?
Host of Royals.
Yeah, you think I don't listen to you, Milt. There was a host of Royals. How many in a host? More than 2, probably?
Minimum of 3 in a host. Yep.
I learn a lot coming here.
You do?
Yes, I do.
two men hauling for the snap. Sailor caught short by Reichel. He's fighting against 3, now 4, now 5 Royals at the 35. That's going to be a 5-yard pickup.
Pass complete to Reichel. Pickup of 8.
Well, they mark it up here at the 38-yard line.
There's been several marks tonight that I just haven't understood, but actually on that play, Milt, there were 2 receivers, and the one that was about 5 yards ahead of the gentleman that caught the ball, you could almost read his mind thinking he was getting ready to catch it, and then it went to one of his teammates. That little blitz.
And a screen in the middle. It's caught, but for no gain on the play. Oh, wow. That was
Lucas Youngworth coming through there.
And Murphy threw it to Sailor. They stand there in the backfield next to one another.
Yeah. Both
calling for the ball as a quote-unquote quarterback. And that's part of the subterfuge of the offense.
And that, safe to say, was a dangerous pass.
On 3rd and short, Sailor throws, caught. This will be a first down at about the 42-yard line. And again, it's Tyler Reichel making the catch.
Clock stops at 1:35 in the first half.
All 3 timeouts remaining for
moving the chains, but now the clock starts. That's the one disadvantage of where we are, Milt.
The clock.
The clock is very hard to see.
Inaccessible.
Good word. People probably wonder why all of a sudden they see a Q-tip with a white hair like me sticks his head out of the window all the time. But
he's going to throw it? No, he's in trouble. Going to the corner. No, he throws it. And it's caught. Tippy-toed on the sideline at the Royal 45. Man, Murphy was in trouble all along there. I don't know how he got enough space to throw the football, but he did, and Reichel made a nice catch at the Royal 45. Minute 3 to go in the half, and remember, Necedah has all 3 of their timeouts left. No, it says 2 up there. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2. Royals, Necedah has all 3. Royals have 2. Beg your pardon. 1:03 at the snap. Sailor throws incomplete. Waltemath did not make the catch at the 41, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Somebody yelled 19. I don't know if that's a play or what.
So now they're going to flood the field with 5 receivers, leaving Sailor alone in the backfield.
He is barely on sides here.
And he'll run a draw. And he'll be able to get 3 yards, but the clock rolls at 50 seconds for the half. And it will be 3rd down and long, and there comes timeout number 1 for Necedah. We'll be back after the timeout and finish this half off as the Royals lead at 34-14. No, it's Murphy throwing, caught at the 32. This is going to be, well, let's see where they mark it after he gave ground. I think it will be a first down at the 35-yard line. Yep, they're saying move the chains as Reichel makes the catch from Jared Murphy. Well, I'll tell you what, all the different guys that are playing quarterback, this is a stat keeper's nightmare tonight.
Oh, man, yeah.
39 seconds remains in the half. Royals with a 20-point lead, but Necedah wants to score before the half. They'll get the ball at the half. In the middle of the field, a beautiful pass by Saylor to Reichel. Caught at the 19, first down, and with 33 seconds to go.
Timeout, Necedah.
They'll use their second timeout. And so they'll have a shot here. Because remember, touchdown could make it 34-21. Get the ball to start the second half, 34-28, and it could be a different scenario, but that's a lot of if in the recipe. Right now it's 34-14, and Necedah will have the 1st and 10 at the Royal 19.
They need to move that over on the copy just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he's Joe and the director. Molly Thomas.
But Joan Bond is the resident.
Yeah, the resident and the principal.
We're watching the clock. We're watching the down end distance. It's at the 19, and Saylor wants to throw the screen in the middle. He does to Murphy. Murphy still on his feet at the 10, going to the far side. He fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Necedah, but all the way back at the 17-yard line. And the clock rolls to 18 seconds, and there it is. Timeout, 3rd and final timeout for Necedah.
It didn't appear he was hit. He just dropped it, didn't he, the ball?
I think he's trying to get himself moved to the outside, Craig, and he juked the ball right out of his hand.
Well, do you go for it or you kick a field goal? Probably go for it, right?
Do you have time to run a play, and if necessary,
maybe,
clock the ball? Can you clock the ball in high school?
I don't know.
I'd throw, I mean, you have 18 seconds. I'd just design a play where I threw it up to number 10, Waltemath, in the end zone and let him try to jump up and get it. I'd do that a couple of times. Their kicking game hasn't really been that good, so I just throw it for Waltemath in the end zone. But my coaching record in football is 0-0.
Undefeated, untied.
And also winless.
Well, there is that.
They're going for a play. There's no doubt about that.
It's called spread offense here.
Saylor throwing it towards the end zone.
Wide open.
Hey, Waltemath for the touchdown. I can't make that up, Craig. But it did make sense.
They aren't interpreting your headphones, are they? Or anything?
They might be stealing the broadcast. Yeah. With 11 seconds in the half, it's a 17-yard touchdown pass.
Not going to be a very happy, I don't think, assumption.
Saylor to Waltemath has connected twice for touchdowns. It's 34-20. And here comes a 2-point effort. They are 1 for 1 on conversions tonight.
Trey Jensen doesn't know where
whistle.
He is going.
What do we got? Timeout. Assumption. Has to be Assumption. So they will call a timeout and get the defense set, and we'll be back with the 2-point conversion. Looks like we would have 3 plays left in the half. The conversion, the kickoff, and 1 offensive play. Here's the 2-point conversion effort. Saylor has pressure in the middle. Rolling right, rolling right. Can he go anywhere? He cannot. It's batted out of the air by Aiden Elson, and it will remain 34-20. Sailors accounted for all 3 scores, a run and 2 touchdown passes to Noah Waltemath. And we'll have a kickoff, and we'll have likely 1 play before we get the intermission. Strong kick here that will be taken at the 13. It's Elson at the 30, at the 40, still on his feet, and slung down at the 44-yard line with 2 seconds to go in the half. Boy, the kick coverage tonight for Necedah, there have been wide open spaces for Royal returners.
Before he kicked it, I was thinking if it'd ever be a good time to squib it, like over that first 3 yards, just get it and run the clock out, basically.
Kick it towards the big guy. No, really, kick it.
Yeah,
kick it. Second line, third line, big guy, and
run the clock out.
Yep. So 2 seconds, 1 play.
Sullivan coming back.
54 points scored in this first half so far. Yep, should know they're going to throw the ball. Sullivan winds up, man's wide open. Gonzalez at the 20, just off his fingertips. It was there.
That would have been 6.
It was there. And at halftime, Assumption 34, Necedah 20. You're watching Royal football on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Third quarter begins. Assumption kicking it away. They hold a 14-point lead. Far side and some running room across the 30 to the 35 for Necedah, and they'll take over. First and 10.
And you always wonder the adjustments at halftime, don't you, Milton?
Yes, you do.
See if they, like we were saying, Necedah has. Well, obviously Assumption will continue with its power game, but Necedah has shown that they can really pass the ball well, but they've had so many what we call almost trickery plays.
Yeah.
I think it's really cost them because it didn't make sense when they did it at odd, when you're at midfield, you don't fake a punt normally, but see if Assumption can get
There's a sack right off the bat. And getting up off that pile is I think that's 76, Craig. I don't know if you can tell. Yep, 76.
Yep, 76, yep.
Which makes it Lucas Youngworth, who the senior makes the sack, and that's a really good way for Assumption, you talked about adjustments, and I think they probably talked about collapsing the pocket and not giving Sailor an opportunity to step forward and throw.
By the way, we call that a lookout block.
Yeah.
You turn around and say to but I think assumption is they probably have told them just to be focused. I mean, I think they kind of things are going pretty easy, and then before you know it, you're right.
Deep ball in and out of the hands of Craig Elson. Near interception there for the Royals.
I think you're just going to see assumption just kind of turn it up a notch, maybe. No, just
3rd down, 18. This was the window of opportunity, though, for Necedah after that early hole. They got it to within 14. They got the ball to start the half. They could have made it a 1-possession game, put a little pressure on the Royals, but right now it's 1 play away from them kicking the football back to Assumption. 3rd and very long. They have to get up to the 45 and just beyond it for the 1st down. Sailor throws. It's caught and dropped at the 35, 10 yards short of the 1st down. So on 4th and 18, we expect the first punt of the night because, as Craig just mentioned a moment ago,
well, I just don't think you fake it here.
It'd be foolhardy, wouldn't it?
Famous last words. Maybe they don't have, well, I think he's going to punt it. I was going to say maybe they don't actually have a punter. I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't fake it here.
No, Craig, you had to do it, didn't you? You got an old country song in my head. Line drive kick, bounces the 45.
And a country song line drive kick. Is that?
What, the 41? The Royal? No, you actually made me think of that song, Famous Last Words of a Fool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying.
No, I don't. I don't know an old country song called "Line Drive Kick" either.
Could have been an old Haggard song. Sing it out in Bakersfield.
So at the 40, the Royals
and the Buckaroos.
1st and 10.
Boy, I'm sure glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that should only stick in the old head for the rest of the weekend, huh?
Oh.
I might even do it again tomorrow night. Who knows? Inside, handoff here, and a nice run across the 45 to the 47-yard line by Teddy Ashbeck. That's a pickup of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Royals.
Because there is a country song, thanks a lot, too.
Oh, now that's new to me.
You used to work in radio. What's the matter with you?
You've expanded my horizons once again, Craig. Seldom do I spend time with you that you don't.
Yeah, and it could be made up too, you never know.
But then again, I'm from Arpin, so I on the option, stepping
nice
inside
space.
Sullivan, has room, has the 45, has the 41 of Necedah, and he's campaigning there for a late hit.
Yeah, he's not happy with that.
It'll be a 1st down for the Royals.
Been out to the Arpin lately? I don't know.
For my grandmother's birthday at the end of July.
Oh, good for her.
95.
95.
Yep.
I'm going to talk to my uncle today, who's 94. But I had to talk quickly because the Cubbies were on.
Ah. Ashback spinning and grinding and getting to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 4.
I'm always amazed from this angle how crowned the field is.
You can see it from here, that's
really,
for sure.
It's obviously for drainage purposes, but man, it is really crowned. Nice pitch.
Pitches to Elson. Slung around and thrown down by the quarterback, Miles Sailor. And I didn't misspeak there. He's the guy that plays quarterback on the offensive side. And remember, 26 young men on the roster for Necedah, 21 on the roster for Assumption.
And also Noah Waltemath, a name you've heard a lot tonight. He's out there playing defensive back, kind of a linebacker, I guess, out there. They play kind of a
3rd and short.
odd defense.
First down run across the 30 and all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
And you know, Assumption really, if you watch them when they're running, both the quarterback and the running backs, they really do a nice job after that initial hit to spin, and they've been able to get 4 or 5 extra yards. And assuming they are taught to do that, but that's really been effective tonight. You saw that here, you saw it with the quarterback. It seems like once they get that initial hit, they just try to spin around and pick up another 5.
Fake by Sullivan. He's in trouble. He steps inside the end and fights his way down to the 22-yard line. 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7.
Marcus Sturbens for Necedah, number 69. I bet he wish he had that back, because he
had him in his sights.
You don't get that very often.
No.
Necedah Cardinals, Assumption Royals, first game of 2017.
Sullivan pitches it back. This is Stotts going down the sideline, and he's inside the 10, where he has a 1st and goal for the Royals.
And that time he tackled the quarterback, which did no good because he'd already pitched the ball. Oh, well. Oh, it is goal. Okay, just inside.
As soon as that nose gets across the 10, it's a 1st and goal situation, which it is right here. Oh, in trouble. Sullivan spins free, but now he goes down. Back at the 13-yard line. The aforementioned defensive end, Sturbens, was in there. With a host of Cardinals at the 13.
You know, even with that quick start after the break, it's like now they're kind of moseying along, aren't they? It's kind of a slow game right now.
So this whistle for timeout, and an unhappy head coach Jeff Sullivan in reaction to the need to call a timeout.
Thinking they took too long.
And so as we take this break, the Royals lead the Cardinals 34-20 on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. So it's 2nd down and goal, but the ball's back at the 13. Sullivan turns the corner. He's got the 10. He's got the 6-yard line. Maybe they'll mark it at the 7. We'll see here. 7-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd and goal. And slow to get up is Jacob Sullivan, I believe. And he's down and being attended to by the Aspirus trainer at the 5-yard line. Looks to be a right leg injury. I don't know if he rolled it up underneath him there as he was going down. We'll take a break and come back after the injury timeout. Well, Craig, we talked about how injuries are magnified when you have 21 kids on your roster. This is the last guy that the Royals really could afford to lose, their senior quarterback, but they have. Fullback Teddy Ashbeck is now playing quarterback.
Oh, and they fumbled right off.
And a loose ball. Both teams are saying they've got it. We'll just wait until one of the officials gives us a signal. It's a Royals ball. It'll be 4th and goal at about the 7-yard line. Godellis has had a pretty good night kicking. A 3-point field goal would put you up by 17, which means 3 possessions, but it doesn't appear as if they are considering that at the moment. It sure looks like Jeff Sullivan is giving his offense instructions for this 4th and goal from just inside the 7-yard line. The pitch back is to Elson. Does he have a seam? He fights to the goal line, but short of the touchdown. And on downs, it will be turned over to Necedah. He is stopped less than a yard short of the goal line. And so here's Necedah taking over with 5:08 to go. First time tonight that the Royals have had the football and have not scored a touchdown. And they'll be looking to take the football back quickly. Here comes Jeff Sullivan over to check on Jacob.
And Tegan Steinert is in, Milton, number 22.
Taking Sullivan's place in the secondary. They want to throw, and they do. It's incomplete at the 5. You know what Assumption wants here. They want to turn it over quickly.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have him pinned back deep. They just don't want him to have any room, any space, any breath. They just want him to turn it over here and get that ball right back and get it in the end zone. Second down, 10. Now throwing it down the far side for, oh, there's that man again. Oh my goodness. Noah Waltermath has been making big time plays at his receiver position. He's already caught 2 touchdowns tonight, and he made a huge catch there because that takes the ball all the way out to the 27-yard line. That's a 26-yard pickup off your own goal line. That's huge there,
that
Craig.
Height just helps him a lot, and he jumps at the right minute, right moment, and
adjusts to the ball well. And that was thrown, by the way, by Jaron Murphy.
Talking about getting out of a hole, right?
Now here comes Murphy again. He's going to run it at the 30, at the 35, and a flag is thrown. The block by Reichel is an infraction, and I think it's coming back. Folks, do not rub your eyes. Do not try to adjust your television set. There is 2 quarterbacks behind the center, and they both stand there, and they both have their hands out as if to receive the snap on every possession. And so you just wait to see if it's 7 Murphy or if it's Sailor, number 15, that gets it. Here's a big mark-off of holding against Necedah, taking them back now to the 21, apparently from the point of the infraction.
Yeah, first down, correct? Yes.
First and 16? Yeah, first and about 16. Again, because it happened 5 yards downfield from the original line of scrimmage.
Just watching the trainers down there, Milt. He's getting some equipment from the...
Yeah, Jacob Sullivan's got his shoe off. His shoes off, his socks off, and he's barefooted there. It's his right foot or leg.
Again, it's the athletic trainers from Aspirus. Great care. Looks like we're going to put a little ice on that.
Sailor wants to throw a screen pass. Intercepted and then on the field. First one that had a chance at it was Lucas Youngworth, who's had a very effective night tonight. He's been disruptive on defense.
And Miles Sailor, for some reason, couldn't see Ben Ververka, who's 6'3", 270, come in there, and he just got drilled. It's almost as though he was surprised he was right in front of him. I don't think Ben's not that hard to find out there. He's a big boy.
And it's just fascinating to watch where they throw some of those screen passes into. They're dangerous. Oh, bad snap. It's Saylor throwing it deep. You know, they've got it out there for Reichel, and he dropped it at the 45, and then a penalty flag comes in.
Might be this time. I don't know.
And it's a pass interference call against the Royal defense that will give, well, it was 2nd and 15. I don't think this is a point of possession foul. I think it's a 15-yard mark-off, so it may not be a first down.
He did signal it, so.
Yeah, the official on the far side did the double push, so.
It's going to be close, isn't it?
No, it's only to the 36.
Oh.
And it's going to be 2nd and a yard. So it is close, but it is not a first down with 3:53 to go, 3rd quarter.
Now 1 quarterback, still in the shotgun though.
And it's a draw. This will be a first down at the 42-yard line. Miles Saylor with the first down run for Necedah.
Miles Saylor carries the first down for Cardinals.
This is a nice drive coming off your own goal line.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially you're at the half-yard line.
Now out at the 43 and a new set of downs.
Now we have another Royal that's kind of.
Oh man, that's Ashback.
And that's Teddy Ashback.
Fullback and backup quarterback tonight. He's limping.
Limping a bit.
Saylor throws, caught at the 49 of Assumption, out of bounds. Short of the first down goes Noah Waltemath. Goodellus threw him out after a pickup. Nope, they are going to call it a first down at the 47. So 1st and 10 for the Royals.
Clock's running, Milt, right?
3:19.
Yeah, we're stopped at 3:19.
3:19 for the period.
Athletic Director Joe Burkhauser coming by in front of us.
Heard his name.
I heard his name and he turned. Good man. Like Joe's a good guy.
Saylor running.
Oh man.
Taken down at the 42. That's about a 5-yard pickup, so 2nd and 5.
I think that's 2 points takedown, and maybe he might have gotten back points on that. That was kind of a jump up on his shoulder pads.
This is a 2-possession game, 34-20. Assumption still holding a comfortable 14-point lead unless Necedah scores the next touchdown, and then it's not so comfortable anymore.
Noah Waltemath actually was standing out here while they were in the huddle.
He said, just throw it to me.
Yeah,
just throw it to me.
What was going on?
And they want to. Reichel for Waltemath at the 20. Oh, and he couldn't hang on. There's a flag down at the 17-yard line. And they're going to call the penalty against Waltemath. It's offensive interference. Yeah. Can you work on that, Art?
They were just kind of fighting for position there. That's a huge play there. What are they calling that? 2nd and
well, 3, 5, yeah, 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20.
And that's confirmed.
That is confirmed.
Saylor throwing in the middle, incomplete, and a penalty flag.
We're going to get him on that.
Aiden Elson is going to be called for defensive pass interference, and so I think that we're going to just have these pass interference plays wash out, and it'll be 2nd and 10, I beg your pardon. So they won't completely wash out. No, now this is a 15-yard mark off. And so it will be 2nd down and 5 at the Royal 42. Teddy Ashbeck's doing some wind sprints on the Royal bench down here, and he appears as if he might be close to coming back into the football game. And Jacob Sullivan still with the trainer with a right leg injury. That status hasn't changed. Oh, bad snap, big trouble, down he goes at midfield. Saylor never had a chance that time because he was under big pressure right away. I think Josh Dockel might have been the first one in there. It's a loss on the play back to midfield, which means it's 3rd down and 13. And we have 1:59 to go in the 3rd, and this, Craig, unless you have another loss, might be a place where you go, you know, given game's situation down in distance, you might choose to run 2 plays. It's Saylor setting up, and it's caught well short of the 1st down at the 40. Let's see where they mark it. 44. So that means it's going to be 3rd down or 4th down and 7. 1st down is right there at the 33. Now 32 and a half.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like 6.5 yards for the 1st down. And again, the clock rolls. We're under 1.5 minutes for this 3rd period. Assumption 34 and Necedah 20. After 54 points in the 1st half, we haven't had any here in the 2nd. Saylor sets up, looks, throws, and nearly intercepted. The receiver slipped down at the sticks. It was intended for Reichel right at the sticks, and he slipped down. It was nearly intercepted, and that really is a situation where it's better not to intercept it because you get the ball at the line of scrimmage, which is the 44. But remember, Assumption now, in what it would appear for the rest of at least tonight's game, will be working without senior quarterback Jacob Sullivan. He's on the bench, foot's up, and is iced up. I cannot verify where the ice is on the right leg, but it's a right leg injury.
Oh, is that one of the Ron's kid?
It was to the fullback, and I'm going to have to identify that young man because it's the fullback that replaces Ashbeck. Let's see here. I think it's actually 34. Aiden Elson.
Elson?
Yeah, Aiden Elson carrying straight ahead for 3. .22 seconds now for the 3rd quarter. Pitches to Stotts, and there he is taken out of bounds for a loss. And
there's a hold right there.
It was that Marcus Sturbins who was crying out for a holding penalty. It was right in front of us, folks. We're right here at the 45, and he was hooked up, and I think this is the right call.
I think they're going to decline it.
Oh, no, now they're going to send him back. 9 seconds for the 3rd quarter. Assumption 34, Necedah 20.
After all that action in the 1st half, like you said, it's been a scoring drought here.
At the 33-yard line, look at this.
That was where they needed the 1st down before.
2nd and 20. Clock's running. Will they run a play before the end of the period? It doesn't look like it. And the 3rd period ends with Assumption on top of Necedah 34-20. We'll have the 4th quarter. We still got a game here, folks, especially with the quarterback out. So we will be back with the 4th quarter after this timeout on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Second down, 20 for the Royals. They're up 14 as we start the fourth quarter, and Ashbeck gives it off, looking for running room to the outside and fighting ahead. Number 12 is Craig Elson.
White shoes.
And he gets to the 41-yard line. Third down and about 13. Remember, no points here in the second half after 54 in the first. Royals got it down there, but were stopped on 4th and goal. And a whistle and a penalty flag from the back judge here. It's a delay of game, so now it'll be third down and close to 18. On the option, Ashbeck pitches it back. It was going to be a halfback pass, but instead Craig Elson runs it across the 40 for a short gain. It's going to be fourth down here and long, and we're likely to see our first Royal punt of the night. Cadelis gets ready to kick it away. Dropping back deep, Jaron Murphy, quarterback slash halfback. Jaron Murphy stands back at the 27-yard line.
Nice
good
punt.
kick, good kick that drives Murphy back. He'll pick it up at the 22, steps away, 30, 40, on the sideline, midfield before he's pushed out of bounds.
Has some speed, doesn't he, Milton?
He does indeed. He turned that corner briskly. And now with the ball at the 49-yard line, Necedah will take it back over.
A lot of comparisons to a young Milt Van Natta. Did you return kicks at Arpin? At Arpin grade school?
I never returned kicks, Craig, anywhere.
Does Arpin have a grade school?
It did.
Oh.
It did.
Graduated from Auburndale.
Yep. And a
Not to be
whistle
confused
from
with
the back
Auburn.
judge.
Pittsville's playing Auburndale tonight, by the way.
Are they?
Yep.
And it's against Assumption. I was surprised by that. Usually when they whistle before the
I think we're going
play.
I think the coaching staff is going to address penalties in practice this week. What do you think, Milt?
Yeah, I think they will. Short, very short throw behind the intended receiver, Dylan Toomer. Second down and 5. Saylor has a little time. Now it's gone. He spins away out of a would-be sack, has a first down and more down to the Royal 36-yard line. Oh, look for all the world that he was going to be sacked there.
You could hear the pops up here.
He got away, and that could be a big play in this football game. Remember, the Royals still have that 34-20 lead, but they've lost their starting quarterback, and
lost a little momentum here also.
yeah, yep.
I wonder if I would guess the field's getting a little slippery. It's weather's
damp
cooled
time.
Down
Yep.
a bit. Yeah, very
long, deep throw in the middle, incomplete. Reichel was the intended receiver, and looks like
and Mr. Grundhofer got to the quarterback again.
One of the Royal defensive backs, Cole Stotts, is a little gimpy, Craig. Look at him testing it out, number 14 there.
And I've been watching Craig Elson, also number 12. He's been kind of...
White shoes?
Yeah, he's been...
2nd and 10.
Just wondering if it's... Like you said, it's cooling down. I wonder if it's getting slippery out there.
Look out for number 10. He's at the bottom of your screen. He's matched up man-to-man with the smaller player. They want Reichel to throw it to him into double coverage. He turns around. It's incomplete at the 10. So now it's 3rd and 10. Almost certainly, given the game scenario, barring a loss, 4-down territory. Think they try a screen again?
Boy, it's been successful, but you just...
It's also been blown up a couple of times. And we're going to get a timeout here by Necedah, their first of the half. So we'll take a timeout, and we'll be back. 10:27 to go, 4th quarter, 34-20, Assumption over Necedah. Third down. Long throw into the middle, turning around and making the catch at about the 10-yard line. And again, folks, we don't have standard identifiers here. That catch was made by Miles Saylor, who normally plays quarterback. Outplaying receiver, makes the catch on the big 3rd and long to bring up a 1st down and goal at the 9-yard line. Murphy throwing it to Saylor. Here's the 1st and goal play. Saylor throws it in the middle to Murphy. Murphy coming to the outside. Big block, big 5 to the pylon, touchdown. And that big block was thrown on, again, Craig Elson, and he's getting up a little bit stung by that block, isn't he, Craig?
Yeah, and actually Noah Walthamath, who blocked him, actually helped him up. That was nice, but boy, he drilled him. That was one of those you didn't see it coming, obviously, and he just is such a target. He's so much bigger than the defenders out here.
34-26, 8-point game. Necedah goes for 2, pressure in the middle, thrown, incomplete. So now it's an 8-point game, which means that if Necedah were to get the ball back, they would need to score and convert just to tie the game. And now we've got Cole Stotts again, a little bit stung by the play, and the injuries magnifying a bit. So far only Jacob Sullivan, however, has been knocked out of the game, but you can see Cole Stotts there trying to maybe stretch out a hamstring. I'm not sure.
And it's watching the coaching staff. They're like, come on, guys, let's go. It's like they've lost their momentum.
So
they're kind of, they need a little shot here. Pick me up.
We've seen a number of outstanding kickoff returns by the Royals tonight. We can think of 3 in particular, so perhaps that can give them a little bit of momentum, Craig. Get a good kickoff return, only have half a field to deal with, something along those lines.
Kind of check just for fun here and see what it just feels like it's gotten.
I would say what? Mid-60s?
That's what yeah, we'll see what it...
Oh, 64. Yep. So here we go with the kickoff. Faust to kick it away. Moving up to make the catch is Craig Elson. And there's room in the middle of the field again, and here comes Elson up to midfield. So indeed, the kickoff provides much needed momentum
That
for the Royals.
Since the very first play of the game.
It has indeed.
Well, we're back to
4 of the 5 kickoffs have had that type of return tonight.
Back to midfield again, Milt. Nice time for kind of a nice, long, sustained drive, get in the end zone.
Craig Elson is 12. Aiden Nelson is 34. Cole Stotts is 14, and he's got the football. He's got the 45, and he's got the 44-yard line.
Doing a nice job of blocking up there.
Quick 7, nope, 6, back to the 44.
You know, there's been some odd spots tonight. We have an almost line of scrimmage, and then they move the ball either forward or backwards. Do they do that just to drive us nuts, you think?
Yeah, just,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Second down. About 5. Give here in a nice play, bringing down number 12, Craig Elson, at the 41-yard line. So it's third down and just about a yard to go for the first down.
So he gets tackled, and then Lucas Youngworth got tripped up and actually landed on him. So there was another 230 on his back.
8:17 for the fourth quarter. 34-26 Assumption plus 8. The other Elson, who is Aiden Elson, I should say. Craig and Aiden are both juniors, so I cannot refer to them in terms of chronology. The younger or elder, they're both juniors, and you can see that Cole Stotts is just trying to stretch out a leg or something there, Craig. He's
number 14 out there.
From the 39, first and 10.
Clock running, we're under 8 minutes.
Any points by the Royals makes it a 2-possession game. Moving to the outside. Craig Elson goes inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Clock continues to run, right? That is a nice bell, actually.
It was. Yep.
It's big, too. I don't know if you could see it down there, but it's an actual, like a school bell.
Oh, my.
It's not like
not a cowbell?
Not the cowbell, so you don't have to worry about the music. But
second and 5 from the 34. Here goes Stotts, and that might have been a horse collar type tackle at the 27. No flags, however. First down around to the 27, and this is just what the coach ordered, not the doctor, the coach. Good field position off of the kickoff, and then successful running plays that are chewing up the clock. Assumption plus 8. Across the 25 and hit hard at the 24 is Craig Elson. Pick up there of 3 yards, second and 7.
Getting down the 6-minute mark. Use the clock if you're Assumption. Take as much off as you can.
Each team has 2 timeouts left in the game. Teddy Ashbeck playing quarterback in lieu of Jacob Sullivan. And it's handed off to the fullback Aiden Elson, who goes to the 21-yard line. 3rd and 3 coming up. I wouldn't think you'd consider yourself in field goal range yet.
No, I don't think so either, Milt.
I think that might come at around the 10, but we're back at the 21 here. So we're probably talking about 2 downs if necessary.
Doing a nice job of burning clock. We're down just going under 5 minutes right now. That'll be close almost to a delay here.
Handoff goes to Stotts into the secondary, spinning at the 10, to the 5, and first and goal at the 4-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion there as Cole Stotts spun into the middle and got the big 1st and goal for the Royals.
That's a huge advantage for Assumption too. Your 1st down there and goal, and the clock is running.
Here comes Elson to the goal line, and for the touchdown, it's Craig Elson.
Going for 2.
The 4-yard TD run makes it 40-26 with 4:06 to go in this 4th quarter.
Let's go, Craigie!
That's what I say all the time. Let's go, Craigie.
Yeah.
And I'm not referring to Craig Elson, by the way.
Kind of nice to be here, you know, when you think about it.
I think she meant you.
Yep.
Here we go.
Over. Oh, and it works.
And it's Craig Elson driving into the end zone for the touchdown. Or the 2-point conversion that makes it 42-26. I think there's a few fans that took a deep sigh of relief. They were kind of thinking worst case scenario there after Necedah scored, but a nice kickoff return, a nice drive, and it's 42-26. Necedah with just these 4 minutes and 6 seconds to try to get 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and the ball back. So it's the hill got a little steeper for the Cardinals and Assumption fans with a sigh of relief. Remember now, the Royals head out on the road to take on Pecatonica Argyle in their 2nd non-conference game before they head into their 7-game schedule in the Cloverwood Conference.
Cloverwood, yeah.
Which is what, a hybrid of the Clover Belt and Merrill Wood that we remember from our youth.
And checking on Sullivan down there.
And Ellis is the kickoff man. And he lines it down to the 15-yard line. This is Reichel bursting to the far side. 45, midfield, 45 of Assumption.
I think both teams are going to be practicing
special teams.
Yeah. kickoff
kickoff coverage. Yep.
Haven't done much in the punting world, but
No, we have not. Punt or two tonight? Has there been more than two? I don't think so. Oh, okay. Now Jacob Sullivan is standing, still has the shoe off, but he's standing now, talking to the Aspirus trainer. Okay, it's, oh, big hit in the pocket. Big hit, incomplete pass at the 20-yard line. Oh, that was a big lick laid on Jaron Murphy. I think it was Max Colhurst who got there.
we have
And now we've got a couple of...
Stats.
Do you think those are cramps? I mean, it's not a hot night, but it's early in the season. I don't know, but we got a couple of secondary guys working on their legs.
Trying to stretch those legs out.
Work out something, hasn't he? Second and 10 from the Royal 45 with 3:49 for the game. Oh, and thrown short and incomplete, intended for Toomer. Nicely defended by Cole Stotts. Third down and 10.
He's jumping the gun, 1 to 2.
On this third down play, the throws to the far side and caught and down the sideline for a first down at the 32-yard line. It was Murphy throwing to Saylor, and Saylor's thrown a couple of his own touchdown passes tonight. He's accounted for 4 scores, 3 throwing and 1 running. So Necedah remains alive with 3:39 to go. Their prescription would seem to be, and emphasize, put in italic seems, to get a touchdown on this possession and then an onside kick to have any opportunity to win. Murphy's head, he throws a wobbler that falls incomplete at the 8, and he is down after taking a big lick from the Royals in the pocket. Oh, he is stung back at the 43-yard line.
Aspirus going out to check on him.
Jaron Murphy. And that appears to be leg issue 2, at least from this distance. So we'll take a break. We'll take a break and be back for the final 3:33. Second down, 10. It's Saylor back at quarterback, throwing for Reichel. He's got it at the 25-yard line. That's 2 yards short of the first down. Third down now. Remember that Necedah has 2 timeouts left. And they would like to save them for a final possession after an onside kick. Now, new man in the backfield. Saylor under pressure, steps out of a sack, rolls, still rolling, first down. More as he gets down inside of the 20-yard line in the vicinity of the 18-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10.
And that was number 64.
Yeah.
64.
I thought it was 64.
Yeah, and
we've got one kid that doesn't have a number on the roster. I don't know if it was Trenton Whipley or not. Number 64, again, not on our roster. He's come into the game since Jaron Murphy went out with an injury. Thrown inside to a cutting receiver that has the catch very near the 10-yard line. That's Reichel, Tyler Reichel. And that will be a pickup on the play of 8 yards. Bring up the second down and 2. There's 2:42 to go. Remember now, not only does Necedah need to score 2 touchdowns, they need to get 2 two-point conversions as well. Saylor throwing, and is caught for a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. It's Reichel again, I believe, either Reichel or Timm.
It's hard to see that. And the only reason I knew he caught it is I could hear the Necedah fans
they cheered. Yep. 2:22 for the 4th quarter. And it's going to be a quarterback draw. And it's going to be a touchdown by Miles Saylor, who for
at the 2:14 mark. Nope.
The 5th time tonight has scored 3 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown runs. It's 42-32 with 2:14 to go. So remember, Necedah must convert this conversion, get an onside kick, go down, score, get another 2-point conversion to tie it. So the odds are still pretty long here, but the window at least remains open for them at this point. And they need a defender over here. That's what the Royals are hollering about. Oh, thrown out, and it's conversion to Reichel. So now it's 42-34. And 3 steps to go for Necedah. If you look at it from their perspective, onside kick, touchdown, 2-point conversion, or kick it off and use your 2 timeouts, get a turnover. There's many possibilities, but really one most likely path. So 42-34 Assumption, 2:14 for the 4th.
Turned out to be a great game.
It has. It's been very entertaining. I think perhaps more entertaining than Assumption would have preferred, especially given that they were at one time up 34-14. But nonetheless, for football fans, it's been entertaining.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob Sullivan is standing, and they have crutches.
Yeah, I think they're getting him sized up for crutches down there.
And I can't tell if they've wrapped that ankle or what, but it looks like maybe they did.
Okay. So a new kicker, Faust, is out there.
Has to go 10 yards.
And it does. It's bounding. It's free.
Man,
and Necedah has got it at the 47-yard line.
Exactly what Assumption didn't want to happen.
And that bounded past the end man here, and he tried to turn around and get there, but he didn't get there first. And now Necedah's got it. 2 timeouts, 2:07. Remember, they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie the game.
Boy, was there a reaction next door. Must be the Necedah coaching staff. You could hear them yelling over here. I heard, yeah, yeah.
I don't know the percentage on successful onside kicks, but it's significantly low.
Very.
Saylor throwing far side behind his man at the 36-yard line.
Pass ball is complete, 2nd and 10.
All that action, and it's taken 12 seconds.
2:02 for the 4th quarter.
We were stuck on 2:14, weren't we there for
Yeah. 42-34. Assumption +8. Saylor throwing. Caught. And down at the 41.
I'm just going to say you have to tackle him or he's going to be another 20 yards down the field.
Nice job there by Teddy Ashbeck to get a hold of Reichel and not let him get free. A minute 44. It's 3rd down and 4. Sailor now getting the troops.
Boy, using a lot of time.
Yep, that's about 13 seconds right there. And he throws near side, jump ball, interference call. It will be whistled against Aiden Elson, covering Jaron Murphy at the 25. Line of scrimmage is the 42.
What really hurt him there, Milt, is he kind of lost the ball. He didn't turn back.
So now,
usually they call that a lot because you're playing the man, not the ball.
15-yard mark off here will take the ball around the 27-yard line.
Check on the time, Milt. 1-2-3.
I place it down at the 26-yard line. First and 10. Sailor wants to run, goes to the corner, goes down the sidelines, and the chain gang drops the first down marker to get out of Sailor's way. Let's see where they mark it out. They mark it out right at the 19-yard line after a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Two timeouts, remember that. Clock now at 1:16. Sailor rolls, has pressure coming now, throws, caught inside of the 10. Reichel makes the catch. Should be 1st and goal with 1:09 left.
It is such an advantage to have talented wide receivers that are consiberably taller.
And have size, yeah. Larger than their defensive back.
They're basically just doing like an out pattern where they go down about 10 yards and turn around.
From the near hash, it's 1st and goal. Throwing inside, caught. And Aiden Elson brings down Jaron Murphy at about the 3-yard line. They'll let the clock roll here with 54 seconds to go. Remember the 2 timeouts. Necedah in need of a touchdown and the conversion.
A little confused.
And a whistle here with timeout finally called by Assumption with 43 seconds to go.
Timeout for the Royals.
So,
wow. Quite a 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
We said the odds were long, but they got the first touchdown, the first 2-point conversion with the onside kick, and now have a 2nd and goal at about the 3-yard line.
Has the makings of quite a season, isn't it?
If they're all like this.
Kind of quiet sideline over here, Milt. Assumption rallying the troops. Just need a stop.
43 seconds in the 4. 42-34 Assumption. Leading it by 8. Draw play. Sailor, he will not get there. He will be stopped at the line of scrimmage virtually. Maybe he got about a half yard. 30 seconds to go. Clock continues to run with 27 seconds to go. 2 opportunities here for Necedah.
Just
20 seconds. Low snap, Saylor throws, it's picked off. Running back with it, that's Grundhofer, I believe. And the Royals celebrate a victory as Grundhofer picks it off in the end zone and brings it out. How about that, Craig?
It was such an odd play because I kept wondering why Necedah showed no, it's like
urgency.
No urgency at all, and it wasn't even the play they wanted. What a great stop by Grundhofer.
Oh man, what a play by Big Joel. Making the interception. Now it's victory formation. Yep, exactly. Timeout whistle with 4 seconds to go by Necedah, so they'll make the Royals snap it one more time.
Odd finish, I'll tell you. Good finish.
Yep.
But like you said, we were both up here. You kept saying, 2 possessions to score, but they acted like they had all the time in the world. And he threw it to where nobody was there. Good hands by Grundhofer. It'd been funny if he'd have taken it the distance. One more snap.
And that's the ball game.
And a Necedah player, I don't know why.
42-34. The final in favor of Assumption. We'll wrap it up next on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Well, this is the first of 5 home games that the Royals will play this year, and Craig, we might not have a more entertaining Royal game that we get to cover for our fans on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. I'm not sure that after a 34-14 lead that this is how the fans and the coaching staff was kind of hoping this one unwound, but they win at 42-34, made a big play at the end.
And you mentioned Necedah needing 2 touchdowns and two two-point conversions, and they were about a yard away from doing that. And, well, like we were saying, it's a great win for Assumption. I mean, a win's a win.
Yep.
Hard-fought game. Looks like you've got a few players beat up a little bit, which you didn't want.
Yep, that's the big deal.
As you go on the road to next week, but what an odd ending. And the guy that's been in the backfield all night, Grundhofer, makes the big stop there at the end. But like we mentioned, it was like Necedah didn't have any urgency there at the end as the clock was running. Plus, you had timeouts you could use, but all's well that ends well, and a good win for Assumption. Great way to start the season. We're looking forward to some good football this year.
So the news is Royals are 1-0. Coaches now can take film, coach them up on all kinds of issues they're concerned about.
Like penalties.
but the health of that quarterback, your senior quarterback, that's the thing now that you're, I don't know if there'll be an x-ray, anything like that, but that's what you're holding your breath about if you're an Assumption fan.
Yep, absolutely. And we've been watching that, and again, Aspirus does a great job, athletic trainers and physical therapists, etc. So we wish them just the best.
And so we'll be back the next time that the Royals are at home to bring you that game right here on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Art Napgezek is our videographer and producer. I'm Milton Van Natta. This is Craig Timm. See you next time for more prep football on Wisconsin Rapids Community Media.